Take 4. Alright guys, I really was trying to give you a change in scenery. However, outside too hot, me can't do it. After summertime, we'll think about that. Alright, this very morning I woke up, right? I was feeling pain on my left side. So I said, you know what, let me roll over to my right and see if the same pain is still there. Roll over to my right, same pain. So I said, you know what? Let me sit up and see if the pain is going to disappear. Now, mind you, I was in Walmart about 2 weeks before this day, and I swear to God, I thought I was going to deliver him in Walmart. Because the pain I was feeling, I was literally closing my legs and holding my stomach in my hand. Because I'm like, we're not going to do this in Walmart. Rush out and got to the car, and when I sat down, the pain disappeared. So I said, you know what? Since that happened to me and I sat down and it disappeared, let me go ahead and sit down and see if it's going to disappear. It felt faint, but then I felt a rush of liquid hit my underwear. So I said, you know what? Let me go to the bathroom and see what it is. Went to the bathroom, pulled on my undies and see like 2 drops of blood. So I said, you know what? I am used to seeing the blood since my doctor checked my cervix. However, not this much. So I said, you know what? Let me head to the doctor because I'm no doctor. Let me, when I get there, they tell me if the baby's coming or not. Woke my grandma up and told her to get ready without explaining what's going on. Because you see, she's an old school Christian. All me I got hear the whole entire ride. Hallelujah. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Please God, please God. That's going to stress me out. I don't need to be driving with her to the right of me with only that in my ear. It's going to stress me out. It's going to have me crying. And I need to have clear eyesight to drive. You see, when the contraction hit me, 100 on the road. And then when it calmed down, 60. The whole time I'm driving, I'm like, please don't let a cop stop me. Please, God, please. I don't have the time to sit down and explain to the officer what's going on. The whole time I'm driving, and mind you, the hospital where I'm going is like 45 minutes to an hour. I did not want to call the ambulance because the ambulance takes you to the nearest hospital, which I have a hospital across the street from me, and I wanted the hospital where my OB was going to be. When I got there, the attendant is going to tell me, oh, you have to go park your car.
What?
Okay. Toughen myself up and went and parked the car. Now, the parking space is not close to the hospital. It was like a 5-minute walk. So imagine me going through contractions. I had my belly in my stomach because I said, you are not going to be born out here. Got to the hospital, sit on the chair. They decided, okay, they're going to call my OB, see what can happen if the baby's coming today or not. Then they told me, oh, your grandma has to stay there. Now, this was in the mid part of COVID, right? They told me my grandma had to stay there stay with them at the front desk because I have to get a COVID test first. It has to be resulted. And if it's negative, then she can come in the room with me. I told her, okay, don't go anywhere. I need for when they're looking for you, they can find you right away. They took me upstairs, I think to like the 4th floor, got me situated, put me in the bed. All of a sudden, about 5 nurses come in. Oh, we can't hear the baby heartbeat. I started crying like crazy because I'm like, God, please, 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 please don't take this baby away. I'm not trying to cry on video, but I'm like, please, God, please don't take this baby away from me. I've been through so much. I've been baking him perfectly. Please, 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 please don't take him away from me. I started crying. They said, oh, ma'am, you have to calm down. You have to calm down because you're stressing the baby out. If you stress, the baby gonna be stressed. Now, I have one nurse with this arm. She first trying to get this IV. Then she couldn't get it. If you can't get me here, that means you're not good with IVs. You're just a home because this is my best thing. Then she attempted here. I got so mad, I dragged my hand. So another nurse had to come and do the IV, which was easy breezy. Then I have another nurse trying to get the COVID test. I'm like, oh my God. And then I have 2 nurses on my stomach trying to get a heartbeat. It was just crazy. But they finally was hearing the heartbeat again. But then they said the baby sound a little bit stressed, so they have to do an emergency section, but has to be the doctor that's on call. I said, no, 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 no. My doctor is Dr. D. I need her to be here. To find out, Dr. D was up in Orlando, destined to come back the same morning. The doctor on call was actually my doctor who I started with. Didn't really like her and switched, but I didn't mind because she was the most experienced in the office. So I said, okay, it's whatever. I have no choice at this point. So then they took me for surgery. Now, you remember my previous video when I said I had to sit it up just like this? Why they tapped me, they give me the spinal tap, and it's trying to lay me flat on the bed. I started freaking out. I said, I can't breathe. Do you have oxygen? Do you have oxygen? I can't breathe laying down. I have asthma. I was flipping out. So another nurse and her pushed me down on the bed. When they pushed me down on the bed, I said, oh, this is not bad actually. I'm good. So then they started setting me up for surgery, strapped my hand down. I don't remember if they did my legs because my legs were very numb. Then they took my grandma in because I guess it must be the test came back positive. So they took her in. She was sitting right by my head here where I could see her. And then I couldn't see from my breast down. So laying there now, and I just felt like the doctor was about to cut me. I started yelling, no. I can feel it. Don't cut me yet. Then I paused. The room froze. And then I'm like, oh, carry on. I can't feel it. My bad. So then I guess maybe a couple minutes later, the doctor showed up. The doctor showed Zai to me. And she's like, here he is. When I was looking at him, his eyes were closed. No crying at all. So I had a mini freak out because I'm like, wait, isn't he supposed to cry? He's not crying. What's going on? But everybody was in the room like, not worried or anything. So I said, let me not worry. So then she held him up. She said, oh my God, he's so big. I'm going to put him down, Mom, because I can't hold it and I don't want him to fall in my brain. And let me tell you this. Anesthesia reacts to everyone different. Me, I was on the table, literally. In my mind, I was talking. I was moving my hands. But the whole time I'm like this, with my mouth closed and everything. So I don't know how about it for you, but for me, I felt like I was up doing everything. So when she was holding the baby up, I felt like I was holding him. I felt like I was talking about, hi baby, nice to meet you. I felt like I was talking to him. So when he was crying, I felt like I was asking them, why is he not crying? Then when she gave him to the nurses now, the nurses asked me, where's your phone? I said, it's over there. They took my phone, they took some pictures. Then I think I don't know if they touched him or something, but then I heard him make a little sound and then he was crying. My baby never cried. And then she was trying to put him on my chest because I really wanted to breastfeed as he came out, but again, my hands were strapped like this. Now, I felt like I was telling her, put him on my boob. And then she gave him, but obviously I wasn't. And then she gave him to my grandma, and then she took some pictures with my grandma holding him. Then the nurse took him with her. So then they finished me up and everything, and I had to go to recovery. Now in recovery, I'm still mad at this nurse to this day. In recovery, when I need flour? This was how the nurse was on my stomach. Every 30 minutes. I said, what is this for? Oh, I have to put your uterus back in line. Every 30 minutes. That was listen, I wanted to punch her so bad. But I said, you know what? Even though I'm not planning to have any more kids, let's get it intact. Just in case. No, when I said that. And she started to ask me to scoot up. So I said, how? She said, you have to push your bum off the bed because that's the only way you can get out of recovery to go see your baby. So I said, oh, shit. All right, let's do this. that was one of the hardest parts of my experience, because my legs were numb. Like, I feel like I reacted to the anesthesia extra, because it took me like almost 2 hours to literally just it's basically just taking your bum, using your legs to push your bum off the bed. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I wanted to go see my baby, but it was one of the hardest things for me to do because my legs were totally numb. Then now she said, okay, you know what? You're making an effort. Let me have them roll you up to go see your baby. Got in the room and he wasn't in there. So I said, Grandma, because my grandma was in the room waiting for me. I said, Grandma, where is he? She said, oh, he's with the nurse. Then they stroll him in and I got to see him for the first time. I was just looking at him. I was like, oh, look at my baby that I baked. He was so cute, so chunky. Yeah. And then, all right, so the nurse had to come in. I get one nurse for him and then one nurse for me. So the nurse for him came in and she was giving me updates. She said he's doing really good. However, his sugar was low, so they had to give him a small, I think it was about 2 ounces. Yeah, so they had to give it to him because his sugar was low. For me, they want to get me up out the bed at nighttime. In my head, I was like, because I don't know who you talk to, because this pain I'm feeling, I might not. They came and got me out of bed. Oh my God, that was the most, everything is the most painful, but one of the most painful things for me, to move from the bed to the chair. But the thing is that, remember, C-section. So it's so sore. You don't want to rip it out, but you have to walk. To get released out the hospital, you have to either be able to use the bathroom by yourself, so you have to stoop, or you have to poop or fart. Any stomach surgery, you have to do that. So that's why it was so important to get me out of bed and get me out of, get walking. So I would just walk every night. Let the nurses see me walking every night. And then for Zai, the nurse will come in, they clean him up, his regular sugar checks. They did hearing tests, which came back 100% in both ears. They would do temperature check. I asked them to do circumcision because I wanted him to be circumcised. I am not a man. Poor me. Just a no offie, you know. As an experienced CNA, yes, I would know how to clean male patients and everything. But this is my baby. I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. So me circumcising. And then with cleaning him with the circumcision, I would tell the nurse. Because one specific nurse, she would come in and just change his diaper and put on the little Vaseline and stuff. I said, no. You have to teach me. Because I'm taking my baby home, but I'm not taking you home. So you need to teach me what you're doing. She said, all right. So she showed me, you clean the area, you put liquid Vaseline, and then you put the vase. Not the vase, the vase. So, and then you just put his diaper over. So I said, okay. So I would make sure I get up, I change him, and I do all of that. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, what I did. I don't know if you want to do it, but I did it. Every change of shift, I empty that cart. I take out all the Vaseline, I take out all the gauze, I take out everything that's in there. I would leave like 1 and 2 stuff behind to make it look like the last nurse left a little something. But every change of shift, and they change shift 6:45, I believe. Yeah, 6:45 or 7. So I would take out everything and put it in my bags before the new nurse come. I walked out the hospital with 3 packs of diapers, about 3 or 4 things of gauze, Vaseline, everything you can think of that the baby would need. The only thing I never brought home was the blankets. It was not an interest for me. I brought home 2 hats though, and I brought home some chucks for me because I said, just in case I'm bleeding or anything, I'll have it on the bed to, you know, protect my sheets and my comforter and everything. I'm grateful that my hospital stay, I only had to fire 1 nurse because she was late all the time with my medication. But throughout my whole stay, it was very good. The nurses did their job when it came on to him. They did their job when it came on to me. They paid attention. I don't know if it's because I was an employee, but I felt like I got the best treatment. The doctor that delivered him, my doctor that I liked, and then a new doctor, basically the whole team. Well, the team of 3 ladies, they came in, they visited him. My doctor, she was like, oh my God, he's so big. You could have pushed. I said, you crazy? Look at him. And remember what I told you about me not having nothing going on this whole entire pregnancy? How would I be able to push him? Look at him. And remember me. She was like, yeah, with the epidural, you could have did it. But I'm grateful to know that I have a healthy baby, and now here we are. All right, thank you guys for watching. I know this might be a very long, but hey, it's a good story. See you in the next video. Bye.